KFC, the real KFC, that is, Korean fried chicken, is one of the best things in the world. It's crispy on the outside, it's packed full of sauce that's spicy, sweet, sour. Ugh. I cannot believe we haven't done Korean fried chicken until today. We know you guys love fried chicken, so this Wok Wednesday is for the people. It's for you guys. The video itself is sponsored by NEFF, and we actually use all of the NEFF appliances here in the cookery school. We're going to start with some ginger and garlic. Now I want the ginger and some garlic for the marinade for my chicken. And it looks like there's a lot of ingredients here, which there are, but the actual cooking process is really nice and simple, so long as you're confident deep frying at home. But I'll show you how to be confident anyway, so don't worry. So I'm finally chopping some of this garlic. And then the rest of the garlic I'll keep in sort of slices to go into this sort of wrapping sauce at the end. So all my finely chopped ginger and garlic can go straight into the chicken. Now, we're gonna season these chicken wings up nice and well. Good bit of salt and pepper. And then you wanna start to massage that flavor into those chicken wings. And I've got my chicken wings in halves here. So you've got easy to eat pieces. Now this dish is actually a lot easier than you think to make a super crispy batter for your Korean fried chicken wings. And first off, I've got some corn flour. Now corn flour in any way is gonna make this really crispy. And it's slightly finer than plain flour. It has that sort of almost chalky texture to it. You want a good amount to sort of really wrap around all of those wings. But then to make it even crispier and sort of create little bits of texture around each piece of skin, I've got some baking powder. And this will sort of almost sort of make that corn flour puff up a little when it hits the oil. Deep frying at home is really not as difficult as you may think. And part of it is getting the batter right. The second part is getting to understand the heat of the oil to make sure that you get an initial good seal of high heat around each wing when you fry. So I couldn't fry all of these wings in one go in one wok of oil. Take your time and you'll get there very easily if you follow these simple instructions. Before I fry all that chicken up, I'm gonna get a little wok clock of ingredients ready to finish this off. And that's the glaze and that sort of sticky sauce that goes around that crispy chicken. I've got my whole load of garlic there. I've got some soaked dried red chillies. You could just stir fry them dry, but then they burn very, very quickly. And then to finish off, I've got some crushed peanuts and sesame seeds. And then last but not least, get your sauce ready so you're fully prepared so you can just concentrate on the frying process. And that again should help your confidence. Now the sauce, it starts with the famous gochujang. It's Korean spicy chili paste, which has a sort of sweetness and texture similar to hoisin sauce. Light soy for some saltiness. Some mustard, bring in a depth of heat. Honey, and we're getting to the sweet stuff now. So we've got spicy and salty and savory. We're balancing this out with that sort of great sweet flavor of your honey and also some brown sugar. Lastly, we want a perfect balance of sweet and savory. And I'm gonna use some rice vinegar here, which you'd think might make this sour, but you won't taste any sourness at all. So that sauce can sit on my mini wok clock over here. Now, deep frying at home, especially chicken wings where it's quite sort of a lot of meat to fry in one go. It can be a little bit daunting. Don't be scared of it, just follow these rules. First rule, don't walk away. Second rule, we're gonna start your chicken wings and frying process on a high heat. I've filled my oil no more than halfway up my wok, and that oil needs to get really nice and hot. Anything wooden will show you how hot the oil is. You can see my chopsticks, my wooden chopsticks, are fizzing away straight away. That tells me that my oil is at around 170 to 180 degrees C. Number 3, never allow your oil to smoke. If your oil, or this amount of oil, is really smoking hot, it could catch fire. So just take care of it, don't do anything else. We're gonna get onto the frying. When I start frying, again, I'm not gonna put all of these wings in one go. I'll probably have to do 2 or 3 batches, a little bit at a time, just so that it retains the heat and doesn't lose too much of that heat in the oil. When you take your chicken, you wanna sort of dust the pieces a little before you place them into the wok. And I tend to sort of get 4 or 5 pieces ready before I start to fry. Carefully lay those in one by one, and you can see I'm frying with confidence here. Just enjoy it, but make sure you're concentrating. Once you've got your first batch of chicken in, I'd highly recommend to turn your heat down. And I only do this when I'm deep frying chicken wings or whole pieces of chicken, because you want to make sure that it cooks through whilst keeping nice and crispy on the outside. You want it to go golden brown, not black. So I'm on a low heat now, and I'm gonna deep fry these wings for about 8 to 10 minutes. So once your chicken has got a nice golden brown color, just give it another minute or so. You might want to whack the heat up for that last minute just to get that extra level of crisp. And actually, once those bubbles have really slowed down, it means that your chicken is definitely cooked all the way through, because there's not a lot of sort of water or liquid or moisture coming out of the meat into the oil. Look at this. I mean, it's so crispy, you could just eat it as is. I'm pretty sure I have a cheeky little taste behind the scenes. On to the last bit, and this is where it's a great time to talk about our sponsors, NEFF, because we've got here our gas wok burner, which is some serious fire, perfect for home Chinese or Asian cooking, and especially for something like this, because what I want is I'm going to quickly stir fry my garlic and my chili, and then when my sauce goes in, I want it to vigorously boil up and caramelize almost immediately. My garlic's going in. You want to hear that sizzle. Never lose your sizzle, guys. Give that a quick stir through. And then my chillies. Allow those to blister for about 10 seconds. And then on this really high heat, the wok should be smoking hot at this point. My sauce can go straight in. Bring that to a vigorous boil. It should, when your wok's that hot, start to boil straight away. Give it a little stir, just so the edges of the sauce don't burn. Once that's got this nice sort of sticky texture, you're ready to put your chicken in. Now be ready for this. Prepare yourself, because once the chicken goes in, I'm just gonna toss it through 5 or 6 times, and then it'll come straight out. Chicken in. If you need both hands, go for it. Flick that over. And then serve that up. I mean, look at these guys. I am salivating, just dishing them up. The rest of my peanut and sesame seed mix can go over the top of that. My proper KFC Korean fried chicken, thanks to our sponsors NEFF. And this is one of those dishes that you kind of want to build a wall around so no one else can get in. Maybe even a chicken lock and key just for me. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Thank you, chicken gods. Thank you, NEFF, for creating such an awesome wok burner. The thing is about Korean fried chicken, it is just so perfectly balanced. Got this sort of deep, sort of lingering spice, sweetness from that honey and the sugar. Tint of sour, but not really sour. It's just perfectly balanced. And there's so many other dishes like this, you know, sweet and sour pork or other different dishes as well. Don't forget to check out those videos on the channel too. I'm just gonna keep eating.